You have one unheard message.
Hi, I was calling Current, the influencer marketing platform, but I think I just got redirected to a bunch of people listening to a podcast. Well, anyways, I was calling Current because I was told they could help get my brand set up on TikTok Shop, and even build out an affiliate program of content creators promoting my brand, and even have those content creators go on live streams and promote my product there. Wow, I could really use Current. I also heard that the brands they work with are making millions in sales. I guess I'll just go to their website at current.tech.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. I usually do like my little pause, just let it breathe a little bit, but training camp, man. We have not recorded an episode since training camp started last Wednesday. I was on vacation, had an amazing vacation in Hawaii. Easily some of the best vacation I've ever had in my life. Some of the best moments I've ever had was out there. So anyone who's listening to this podcast, if you have the ability to do it, look up Costco vacations. The price tag of what you would pay for to go to Hawaii may surprise you when you go through Costco vacations. Just look and see how much it is, and if you can afford it, and just try to experience it, because I cannot talk about how amazing that was. Can't talk about it. Can't, man. It was amazing. Being in the fucking ocean, 20-25 feet, snorkeling, saw a sea turtle underwater. I felt like the Discovery shows, bro, like on Discovery, watching them, and they have you see animals and sea life underwater, bro. Like, I saw that, but it was my eyes. It wasn't TV.
That's wild, bro.
Amazing, man.
And to do it with your daughter, man, that was just dope.
We did it with the fam, man. She was a little nervous going, because it's long. I say long, but it's like a 5-hour, 6-hour plane ride from LAX, and that's all over bro, just straight over it. But we had a great time. We went to a luau, learned a lot about Polynesian culture at the Polynesian Cultural Center. I did want to give shout outs to a couple of people who listen to the podcast, Trace, believe Mitch as well, who reached out to me, DM'd me, sent me recommendations of places to eat and go in Hawaii, who are natives in Hawaii, who live in Hawaii. So it just goes to show that Saints Twitter podcast is everywhere, man. Like, the fact that people in Hawaii listen to our podcast
that's wild.
Nuts, man. Anyway, this is the catch-up episode of everything that has happened in training camp that we haven't had a chance to talk about. We're going to catch you up on it. Sorry I didn't have a chance. There was a 5-hour time difference between Hawaii and Central Time. It just didn't work out. It just didn't. So we weren't able to record while I was gone, but wanted to get everyone caught up on all the happenings in training camp. But before I get into training camp, I want to just do rapid fire, because we have a lot to talk about with the Saints. So I don't want to spend too much time on anything that's not Saints related tonight. Rapid fire. Devo got extended. DK got extended. The judge arbitration of the Watson case, 6 games, past president. It's just so much of that. And I know you said in our Discord, you don't really have an opinion on it. And I don't think I have an opinion on it either. But the feeling I had the most today, is just thinking about it, is that I was super excited to record this episode with you tonight. And I still am. But like that lingering Deshaun thing just kind of just makes it like even as emotionally disconnected we are, we could get pretty excited about upcoming season. And that thing just like, it just feels gross, man. Like sixth game,
it does.
And the 6 games may not stand. The NFL may appeal it. Roger Goodell is in a pickle in terms of what he needs to do, because it's like, do we just fucking just say, all right, thanks for your opinion, but we gonna do what we want to do anyway and suspend him a season? It's weird, man, and it's gross. It's gross, real gross.
And you should like they negotiated with this new CBA to have independent arbitration, have this judge recommend in capital letters, what a suspension should be, but it still comes down to Goodell at the end of the day. And he's the guy that when he came into the league, he was the defender of the shield and, wanted to bring back just wanted to be pretty much the justice, the rule, the law, the law and order guy over the NFL. And that's what he's been for the most part. His decisions have been all over the place. That's the only thing. But now you have a point where everybody except Browns fans are in agreement. Like, this dude need more punishment than this. So do it, bro. Like, everybody got you back, bro. Like, it's the one time nobody will be mad at you for giving this dude. Only people who's gonna be mad at NFLPA. They'll probably challenge it as they, morally should they know, but they're the NFLPA, they're a union. They're gonna have to rep the player and they're gonna have to fight for the player. I get it. So they're gonna have to do what they gotta do. But other than that, then let the judge, let it go to federal courts and let them figure it out. Other than that, man, bring the hammer, bro. Like, this is what you like to do. You gave Sean Payton a goddamn year. You gave John Vilma 8 games.
Calvin Ridley got a year, bro.
Calvin Ridley got a year for just, gambling pennies. It's just being an idiot, pretty much. I mean, come on now, man. Like, it's your time. It's your time to shine, right? Shine.
Get up, booze. Oh, no, sorry.
So, I mean, that's my only thought, bro. Other than that, man, I'm just kind of disgusted with the whole thing. I just like
that's the perfect word for it. And Michelle Steele of ESPN, I took a picture during Browns training camp. She tweeted there's Brown fans saying, "We got your back, Deshaun." just bro, gross, bro. And then the only thing I could think of was bro, we wasn't that far away from that being the Saints, then this completely being a different podcast, bro.
You would have heard the same thing from Saints fans out there too.
100%. Oh.
I love you, Sean. We got your back, bro.
Yeah, man. Can't do it. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on it because we have spent a lot of time talking about Deshaun Watson. This is the Things Podcast. So what's up, Ryan?
Yo.
I'm just going to say this. I don't want you to get offended. I'm a big dude. You a big dude. Damn. And I know sometimes weight loss has been an issue that we both dealt with our entire lives. But I want to tell you about something that I came across about this great new company called Vertimax.
Okay.
Did you know that Vertimax is the leading sports performance and fitness equipment company that's used by half of D1 programs and half of the NFL and NBA teams? We have an NFL podcast. It's used by professional leagues as well as other teams all around the world. There's a Vertimax platform and there's a Vertimax Raptor used to help athletes improve their performance on the field for almost 3 decades. That's almost as old as you. I know we pick on him, but did you know that we pick on him in terms of his workouts, but Jameis Winston actually has trained on a Vertimax Raptor, and the King of New Orleans himself, Drew Brees, has trained on a Vertimax platform along with other top NFL and college football pro athletes. I was just scrolling on TikTok. I saw Amari Cooper using a Vertimax machine.
Wow.
We know we have a lot of listeners that have kids. They're in sports, they're in soccer, baseball, football, track and field, you name it. If you're a parent and you want to help your child improve in terms of their sports performance, or maybe you just feel like you just want to get your body right for the summer and get fit, you need to you need to check out Vertimax. So all you have to do is go to Vertimax.com or follow them on social media at Vertimax. That's BERTI Max. Again, that's at BERTI Max. Vertimax.com. Look into getting yourself a Vertimax platform, a Vertimax Raptor, and tell me you won't see the improvement. Let's fucking talk about the Saints. The night we recorded an episode was last Tuesday for training camp. We talked about wanting to see Mike Thomas, and I said, if I saw him, bro, I'd just go home, hug my phone, like in his Saints jersey, lined up in the stands, running the route. You want to see him running a slant. Well, lo and behold, bro, the next day, won't he do it? Won't he, capital H-E, do it? Mike Thomas is back, no longer on PUP, practicing with the team. You know, they keep, you know, they keeping an eye out over him, and you know, so there are some days where he won't practice during training camp. But today today was first day of pads. He was in pads. He was working out. And listen, we don't know what version of Mike Thomas we're going to get. It's going to be, but just that first, like on the field. Take away all the jokes, and I tweeted this, take away all the jokes, just the like mental anguish and hell he's probably been through as an athlete does. It made me think of the whole Klay Thompson injury where he came back and then he like immediately got, you know, tore his ACL after he had tore his Achilles in the playoffs, and he was going from basketball for like 2 years. Like, maybe not to that degree, but like Mike Thomas been through that same kind of like mental anguish. So as a fan, just seeing him just be back on the field, I was happy for him to reach that accomplishment for him.
No question. And, you know, seeing him out there, like running routes, doing what he does, you know, and he looks good, man. Like, I'm not saying he looks 100%, but he, you know, it's not like he's walking out there limping and struggling. So, you know, that gives us a lot of hope. And, you know, seeing his presser, you know, I'm glad they put him out there. You could just tell he's just chomping at the bit, bro. Like he ready, you know. And you talking about a competitive dude, man. Like mentally a dude that just wants to compete and play football, you know. So he's been dealing with this for 2 years now, and he finally has a chance. And he ready to show and prove, bro. He probably got like 50 tweets in his drafts, just ready to fly. Like, he ready, bro. When he scored that first touchdown, boy, I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't want to be nowhere around him, me. For real.
Like, I think you said, like, he's ready, because all doing that press you're talking about, he just, you know, I think it was Jeff Duncan just asking him questions, and just, we were like, oh, he's talking that shit.
Say, man, you be writing that bullshit, man. Like, you know, he was on it, man. Like, he you know, Mike Thomas read everything. Everything that's said about him. Everything that a lot has been said about him. I know he didn't watch his name get lower and lower on the best wide receiver list, to the point where it's not even on the list anymore. You know, so he ready, bro. So I just hope his health agrees with his mental state. You know, because one, we need it, and two, I just want to see him succeed, man. I want to see the dude. You know, I want to see him just be a great player. He's a great player, bro.
Yeah, I just want to see that. And we don't know if we're getting that great elite top 3 wide receiver in the league, Mike Thomas, back. But if he could be top 10, like, oh man, even that would be wild. So I would highly doubt we see him at all in the preseason, and we shouldn't, honestly. Like, he should not play a game of preseason. Like if he's able to be in like the black and gold scrimmage, I think I think that's enough. In my opinion, like you don't need to see no more.
I agree. I don't want to see him in the preseason.
No,
at all. I'm sure he might want to play, but nah, we don't need it.
Nope, we don't. So we got Mike Thomas back. Now, initially, Pete Warner was on the NFI non-football illness list, and then he got, as of today, he's off of it. He was practicing, back to doing fine. Juwan Johnson was practicing today after spending some time off to the side. What's going on with Marcus Davenport, bro?
Man, I don't get it. I mean, hey, I guess it's just conditioning, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like I'm not trying to minimize losing a piece of your pinky finger. Like,
right. No, absolutely not.
That shit would like have me with PTSD. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even lie. But I'm like, man, it's like, what is keeping you off the field right now? I just want to know.
I need to know, man. I need to know. Like, do you know how hype we could be in theory? Because it sounds like, we talked a lot of shit about this dude on this pod, bro. Justifiable at the time, and we need to see it in the game. But it sounds like Peyton Turner having himself training camp, bro.
Hey man, I mean, look, he was injured most of training camp last year. So I just hope he stays healthy and just get to work in, bro. Like, I just want to see him work, learn. It seems like he has the right attitude. Every time I watch him, he's out there competing hard. That alone, like, he has the athletic ability, so that alone is going to take him somewhere. So I just want to keep seeing him, progress as all the Saints players say, just get a little better every day. I really want to see that. I mean, the opportunity is there, man. Like, we need D linemen, we need pass rushers,
and I just feel like as a Saints fan, especially with, as soon as he was drafted, like, we can't have two at the same time. Like, we can't have a healthy Marcus Davenport and a healthy Peyton Turner at the same time, bro. The universe won't allow it. They just won't.
Weird. It's weird, man.
It's so weird, man. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Because if Peyton Turner, I won't say is a player, but if he's even just decent, right? Like, you don't got to come in and be like a world beater, but like, if you're a decent edge rusher, and what Marcus Davenport, if healthy and if in shape, can bring, and you got Cam Jordan, like, and this is a topic I had written down. We'll get to it as an overview later. This safety, someone say this out loud. Say it out loud. I know there's weaknesses in the interior of the D line. This might be the best Saints defense of all time, bro.
They really have an opportunity to be the best defense in the league.
Yes.
This year. Like, they really have that opportunity, man.
It's wild. Like, if you just read the overarching theme of training camp, almost a weekend in training camp, is that this defense that has been put together, and it makes a lot of sense in retrospect why you would just promote Dennis Allen to head coach, but this defense, the way it was put together, is so insanely talented, and it has been stifling for most of an early part of training camp for about a week. It's just been stifling, bro, and it's just a noticeable thing if you read the reports. I want to give a big shout out to my dude John Hendricks. I read each day. I read all of his training camp reports because I was vacationing, bro. Like, I wasn't trying to like.
Man, that's all you need. Clutch, concise, just these little clips. I'm proud of John, man. Like, I followed John.
Talk about it, man.
A long time. Like, on Twitter, it started out as just a Saints fan, just like everybody else. Built yourself up, writing free for little blogs. It's coming up, building. We got to hang out with him at the Senior Bowl. Had some breakfast with him, and just to see how he's grown into like a legit Saints beat writer, man, and really good. I'm really proud of the guy, man. I want to see him like go as far as possible. So I enjoy reading this like training camp coverage because it's just boom. I read it and I got everything I need. Like it's no BS
That's
about
it.
it. It's just boom, 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 boom. Everything I need to know. So check them out, man. It's Sports Illustrated, John Hendricks. Y'all know him.
Yeah. You if you listen to this podcast, you for sure know soothsayer John Hendricks. But so shout out to John for real though. But just the I mean he's not the only, but like he's like my go-to when I don't have time during the day.
Right.
But the defense has been absolutely stifling most of training camp. And if they could just get a healthy Marcus Davenport and a healthy Peyton Turner like going at the same time, bro, you just sprinkle that on top of it.
Like that would take away my hesitation of saying they could be the best defense. Like you give me that, I'm hitting the table. They're like, we're gonna be the best defense in the league.
Best defense in the league could potentially be one of like a top 15, top 20 defense all time. Like that's the talent level of the defense. And I can't say that we're talking about the D ends. Gotta talk about don't backs me, bro. Don't give me that shot.
Put some respect on this man's name, man. Put some respect on his name. Also the Debo, baby.
Out here, just
storm me out, Debo, man.
Just everything you read about him, like clips, everything. Like he has taken his game again early in training camp. But sometimes we say training camp doesn't mean things, blah blah blah. But I will say this. Especially for a rookie player, when they play in their rookie season, you have a snapshot of how they played and what they are as a player, right? But then when training, like then year 2 comes around, and the reports you're reading just consistently, PBU, pass breakup, Adebo where he needed to be, like great coverage. It's like he has shown what he could do last year. It seems like he's even improved upon that. And I'm saying it right now, bro. Fight's over. There is no competition for CB2. It's over. Done.
And we talked about it. It was like, look, Saints brought in Alontae Taylor. You got Roby. They basically told you, like, look, CB2 ain't written in pen. It's written in pencil. And he saw that, and he said, no, it's written in pen. And it was up to him, and I love seeing that. I love when a player comes in and says, I'm taking it. I'm not going to let you give it to me. I'm going to take it. So, he's been exceptional. I've watched him closely, and, man, the coverage just been just stifling, bro. Just not giving you nothing, man. I'm like, damn, bro, like let the offense get a little something. I'm trying to see some offense, trying to see Chris Olave do a little something, man. Damn.
Said Chris Olave ain't got the antibodies. I do. Locked in, bro. And here,
the pandemic over, baby.
And another thing in regards to him, if he's taking that step, throughout Marshawn's career, he's missed games, got dinged up here and there, one game, 2 games, 3 games. And then you talked about it here and there. Now, if Marshawn, and we're not saying we want Marshawn to go down, but if Marshawn goes down, then you maybe, you got a Debo, you got Alontae Taylor, you got Debo, you got Roby. You don't feel like the Titanic just hit an iceberg, like, here comes the fucking water. We just taking all the water.
Right, because usually if Marshawn's out, it's like a deep dive into the CB2, and then it just throws everything off because CB2 is not CB1, and then the next guy is even worse. You got PJ Williams out there playing corner. It just throws everything out the window. But now, knock on wood, doesn't happen, but, Lattimore miss. You still got Paulson Adebo, and you got Roby, and you got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and you got I forgot the kid's name who been balling out in camp. But anyway,
he's on my list, Justin Evans.
You got players, man. You got players that can make something happen.
You do, man. And we're talking about this. We're talking about the defense. I've seen a couple of clips. I've seen the CD pick 6 off Jameis where he just undercuts it. There was a play that PJ fucking Williams made that Marquez Callaway, like he caught it, and PJ kind of just like just knocked the ball out of his hand and just picked it up and ran it. This defense is staggeringly good. My two concerns before we see them play a preseason game or a game is I alluded to it earlier. Interior of the defensive line kind of leaves a lot, a little to be desired, but it is what it is. You can't have stacked positions like all on your level of defense. At some point, you got to have like be a little thin. Like the Rams don't invest in linebackers. Like they just don't. They just always have just crap linebackers, but the rest of their defense is able to overcome it because they're stacked everywhere else. But so defensive lines is the first concern. The second concern is that for this defense to be truly elite, I'm talking elite, top of the level elite. We already talked about the Peyton Turner, Marcus Davenport thing. But do we need to get Mulder and Scully on this case for Tyrann Mathieu, bro? Because that's my second thing. Okay, so
hey, be careful, bro. Saints fans don't want to hear you talk about that shit. They don't want you to talk about it, man.
They don't want to hear us talk about like a star safety hometown player that they
ain't got family issues. Leave him alone. Let him be. I'm like, it's on my radar. Like, I don't care what y'all say. That shit on my radar. I don't know what's going on. Look, family issues or not. Look, when I think about people say family issues. Okay. Then I think, what are the family issues? Did your mother, someone close in your family, your mother or father pass? I don't think so, man. Like 20% of the city is related to Tyrann Mathieu. Like, I would have known that. You're having a baby, possibly, just keep it low key. So it's like what would cause you to miss a week and a half of your first season with the new team? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. So it just caused me to question things like, what is going on? I have no inside knowledge at all. No inside knowledge. Nick Underhill reported that he should be back Monday. It's Monday. He wasn't there. I don't know. Like, I just don't know what to think. Like, people keep telling me, oh, man, stop starting stuff. He just got family issues. What does that mean? Like, that sounds like something I tell a job. I tell my job all the time, like, oh, the family issues, I'm going to take the day off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? It's like, and then, the Saints, Diaz, like, look, we giving him the time to deal with what he needs to deal with. It's like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Now, maybe it's not my business. Maybe it's just not my business, and it's fine.
It may not be, but we wouldn't be doing our job, quote unquote, as good podcasting if we didn't talk about it on the Saints Twitter podcast, because wondering minds want to know. Like, and I have it written down as a note here in my notes, Ryan, Justin Evans, revelation. Because if they didn't take a little flyer, a little cheap deal on this second round safety that they just kind of picked from, the Heat that has been out of football for 2 years. I'm not comparing Justin Evans as a player to Tyrann Mathieu. I'm just saying, just from a standpoint, it kind of saves the defense, if I'm being honest, bro. Because and I have it also written down, I think Justin Evans is a lock to make the team, the 53, bro. He has to be.
Yeah.
He has to be. And, bro, if Tyrann comes back and he just, goes on business as usual, then you got Justin Evans as a third safety and PJ, and you can be interchangeable with them. That's great. But if not, and I'm not trying to start up shit, I'm not trying to stall anything. I'm just saying it's peculiar. It's peculiar, bro. It's weird.
It is, man.
It's weird.
It is very weird. And, I guess I don't have, much to say about it after that. It's just, you just can't help but sit back and wonder what's going on. I mean,
Should we
some
talk
people.
about should we talk about the whole thing? Ralph maybe said on like, and again, I've had Ralph blocked for fucking years now. But in our Discord, someone said that Ralph had said on Twitter that he removed all of his Saints related things on Instagram.
It was pretty much everything. Like you could say he removed Saints related things, but he pretty much deleted everything going back to May, like regardless of what it was, whatever that means. Like, look,
weird, bro. It's weird.
It's weird. Like you can say, "Oh, that mean nothing," but like, look, Kyler Murray did the same thing before he started his whole thing with the contract. A couple of months ago. Like players do that. Like, so I don't know. Maybe it has nothing to do. Maybe he just, he's revamping his IG. I don't know, bro. Like that's the whole problem. We don't know, and we are in the business of knowing everything that's going on in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that nobody has any kind of scuttlebutt is just weird, bro. Like nobody got even rumors. I saw Tyrann in the Bahamas. Nothing, bro. I feel better. I feel fine. Like, man, I just saw Tyrann in the Bahamas, man, he was chilling with his old lady. I'd be like, okay, cool. He just taking a little break. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not hearing nothing, man. Just ghosts. And this was a dude that was like, always on Twitter, always on IG.
Always.
So honestly, besides the football, I just hope he's good. Like I hope he's
right, absolutely,
place mentally and taking care of himself. I just hope everything just good with him, like on a personal level as a dude I like. And secondly, after I hope he's good to come back to the Saints because I want him to play for the Saints. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see why I'm a bad person because I feel like that. Like it's like people Saints man has been tripping, bro. Like I'm like, why y'all tripping about this? It's because I want to know where my dude at.
Really? Like I haven't been on Twitter a whole bunch, but man, is that a thing? Like people are like just like it's not.
Every time somebody get my mentions, man, somebody follow behind like, oh, they said he got family issues. Why can't y'all just let him be? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I just want to know if he good, man. I just want to make sure Tyrann Mathieu is a part of the Saints this season, man. That's what
we might have to reach out to Sarah Koenig, bro.
Hey,
Sarah Koenig,
get on
it. That it's weird, it's peculiar, and like I said, it could keep like I'm not saying that him not being on the team, if this like lingers long term, would stop the team from being stop the defense from being a great defense. I think the defense is set up to be a great defense, whether he's on the team or not. But in terms of like that upper echelon of just absolutely ferocious defense and just just imposing their will, interceptions can get ran back for like pick sixes at any time. Like he's that type of player and that spark. And like I said, man, like shout out to the Saints for signing Justin Evans. I don't think they signed him with this in mind, like at all. But speaking of Justin Evans, I know you tweeted about it, or no, you put it in our Discord. You just like people talking about like his range and just how he's just. It was smart. It was a smart move, man. It was a smart move. And if you
look, he was a second round pick, man. He was a second round pick.
He was just drafted a few picks after Marcus Williams.
Right. So it's like the dude probably he has ability. He just had some like horrible injuries. Horrible. But if he's healthy, he can stay healthy, man. Like that's a nice little signing, man. Like those are the ones that really like impact a team. If you can make those signs, even if he's not a starter, just depth.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I feel like we talked about the defense a long time. Let's switch over to the other side of football. Special teams. Just kidding. But not a little just kidding. One of my burning questions when we did that episode was Will Lutz. Was Big Nut Lutz back? Every indication in training camp, bruh. Booming 51 yards, no problem. Probably could have went 56 yards. He was 7 for 7. And it seems like a minute, small thing, but like we saw it last season. Like you said it perfectly, bro. Like after a touchdown, we're like, oh, we gonna get this extra point. And I'm like, oh, nope, didn't get it. Ha ha ha! Nope, missed it. Just having like that comfort back, or even like a 40-yard field goal, like when Lutz was in his zone, bro. Those no brainers, like, oh, boom, boom. So it sounds like that element of special teams is coming back, and that could be a huge thing, especially with a team that is heavily built to be successful defensively.
Absolutely, and especially when you consider, the return game, man. They got you got Esop Watson, and they got the kid. What's his name? Rashid.
I know what you're talking about.
Rashid something. And from what I understand, he got some pop with him too. So I think, man, special teams is going to be crucial. And, with this whole thing going on with Dante Hardy, they're going to need some guys, man, that can return, because we don't know if Hardy is going to be in a long-term, long-term equation, man. So it's interesting, bro. Like, but having Lutz back is, like, you got to understand, if Lutz was healthy and good last year, bro, Saints would have been in the playoffs. Would have been in the playoffs.
That simple.
That simple, bro. Like, he was just not having him and sending that, like, they had some of the worst kickers I've ever seen, to where it was like, are we going to make this extra point? Like, extra points.
That was real.
And we didn't make a lot of them. It was like, you get James to throw a touchdown. Like, hell yeah, James threw a touchdown. And,
yep,
this extra point. Couldn't even enjoy your touchdowns, bro. Like,
so that's him being back. If he is back, hopefully he is. Will be a factor. Sounds like Blake Gillikin just picking up where he left off, bro. Just booming them, just hitting inside the 5. Also crucial. But okay, let's flip it over. Talk about offense. What is something offensively that's happening or being reported on that's caught your eye?
I haven't heard a lot of Cesar Ruiz. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that's good. It's not, I did see where great Doug Marrone was spending a lot of time with them, which is a great thing. Like, look, man, we made more jokes about Cesar Ruiz than anybody. But, man, like, if he can be an average player, just an average starting NFL guard, that would be huge for this team. Huge. So I'm rooting for that. One other thing that stood out to me is Adam Troutman, baby.
Talk about it.
Adam Troutman catching everything, getting targeted a lot. Every time he gets targeted, he's catching it. He's getting open. He's running, getting yak.
We finally gonna get the big fish, bro. We gonna get the big fish.
I don't know, but I want to see it. Like you said in the Discord, man. Like, rooting for the dude. Like, we joke about him. We want him to be great, man. Like, the Saints really need some good tight end production. And if he can be that guy, like we drafted for him, and look, man, like I remember after we drafted him, I went and watched him at Dayton, and the dude was like the number one weapon for that team. Like, he was the one. So he has that ability. I know it's Dayton, but, he has ability. He can run, but he just has to catch and be consistent, run good routes, play physical in the run game, show someone to want to, and he'll be fine, man. So, I think, just looking at his presser and stuff, it sounds like he knows what he needs to do to be great and to be more involved in his offense. Spent a lot of time with Jameis, off the field, working out with him and stuff like that. So, hopefully that comes to fruition. Hopefully it's not like another training camp ghost where we just like, oh, he's great in training camp, and then come regular season.
Hopefully not, man. We like that. We didn't talk about it because he's gone or not gone, but he hasn't been at training camp. We'll talk. Talk about Taysom Hill in a little bit, but it's needed, man. Like in this offense, the tight end position, to have a decent, good starter is so important. We saw glimpses of how DA is doing things differently. The team addressing the fans on the microphone at training camp, being a little more forthcoming about injuries, which was like that was like just jarring. I was like, what? He said the injury thing like out loud.
And it ain't hard. Like it's like you just just say it, man. It's like okay.
So like the whole thing regarding Taysom Hill, who was not on PUP and was practicing, is that he said, Dennis Allen reported that he got hit in the ribs. Was it like last Thursday or last Friday, whichever day it was, and he hasn't been back at practice since. But so that's led to Adam Troutman getting a lot of time in, and he's making plays, man. And I just want to see it carry over to like preseason, carry over to the regular season. Just keep it up. Yeah. We had the Chris Olave day, I guess I could say, is where he, one of the days last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday. I think it was Friday, maybe it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Where he was just the star of the day on offense. And, I watched some of his routes and training camp and him, just beating cornerbacks at the line of scrimmage. And I go back to how I thought about him as a player even before he was drafted by the Saints, and it was so surprising to me how like underrated he was, like by the draft community. Yeah. I was like, this man is like wide receiver 2, and to me it wasn't even close. I know there was like Garrett Wilson stands and Drake London stands after Jameson Williams. I'm just like, no, like he was such an easy evaluation, and all the things. Oh, he gets too open. Like, did Ross Tucker say that? He like just dumb things. And he's going to do just fine in the Saints offense, bro. He is going to do just fine.
I have no question about it.
None at all. But seeing that 60-yarder, which I don't know, it seemed, speaking of like we talked about in this podcast, bro, it's going to be some miscommunications early in the season, bro. Get him out in training camp. Let me just say that, though. Get him out in training camp first.
Yeah, please.
But just seeing him just screaming down that left sideline, bro, he just threw his hand up. Jameis threw that bitch down there, bro. It was like,
hey, and say what you want about Jameis, he gonna hit them
easy. You can say a lot of things about his short game, his intermediate game, but that long ball,
he gonna hit that thing.
he ain't missing them bitches. But I'm glad you brought him up. Glad you brought Jameis up. You worried about Jameis, bro?
I'm not worried, man, because I know who Jameis is, man. Like, we're not getting a new Jameis. We getting the old Jameis. The only thing I will say about Jameis that's changed, man. Like, the dude really has approached this job as like he's taking it 100% seriously. Like, he really is, man. Like, I saw plenty of players talk about what he put together when they went out to Miami and they had their own little, like, Jameis really set up everything. He set up the hotels, set up where they're going to work at, where they're going to eat at, where they're going to meet at, everything. He set up everything up, said, all y'all got to do is show up. Y'all come and we're going to get it together. And that's what they did. They went practice, worked out and, bonded. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's leadership right there. To me, that shows a lot. He's really taking on that leadership role. Every player talks highly of him. I think that goes a long way. It's kind of unmeasurable, but it goes a long way with, as far as like just the camaraderie and the morale of a team around a quarterback. So I think that's a real positive. As far as him and his ability, he's talked about it a bunch about working on his short and intermediate game. And that's always been a struggle with him, man. Like, it's always been kind of hit or miss. It's not like he's bad at it, but it's just a little inconsistent. And he leaves you wanting as far as staying ahead of the chains.
Yep.
The kind of bread and butter, meat and potatoes of the offense, especially the Saints offense. Just the stuff they kind of expect you to do when the defense is playing soft or, when certain matchups pop up, just boom, get those 4 yards, get those 6 yards, boom, boom, boom. We saw last year, he struggles with that. And he's getting better at it. He's worked hard on it. Mark Ingram and, Mark Ingram talked about it, how he's, calling them up more and more to get to work on the routes with them and stuff like that, with not just touchdowns, but running back routes out the backfield, stuff like that. So I think he's going to improve at it. But at the same time, we got to understand that just like he's like reverse Drew Brees. Like Drew Brees was immaculate in that game. Like he was perfect. Where, Jameis, it's not going to be perfect in that area. But he's also going to give you some of those beautiful, 45-yard touchdowns, 50-yard, 60-yard touchdowns that we probably didn't get from Drew all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to be one of the things that just you got to work through. But I think he's going to get better at it. But I'm not worried about him. But it's just something to keep an eye on as far as, like just to kind of measure as a measuring stick to kind of see, can he improve in this area?
I'm not worried either. I think you articulated that very well. I'm not buying the whole like there's a quarterback competition between Jameis and Andy Dalton.
Bobby Abel been hitting it, man. Bobby said, man, if you didn't know nothing and you just came in and watched the practices, you say Dalton was the starter. That's what he said. I don't know if he just hated or not. Bobby be on that saw. Bobby to hit the Henny. Bobby.
I'm not buying it, but Jameis is going to Jameis is the best word I could just describe.
Right.
Like Jameis is going to Jameis. Like even the interceptions, and again, it's training camp, so you depend on how much you want to weigh them. But like I saw him like throw that ball that got picked off by City Deuce, and I was just like. Like the receiver probably should have like worked more back toward the ball or whatever.
But it was like that was a bad ball.
It's a bad ball.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean about James. Like he's gonna give you a couple bad balls a game, man, where it's like low, or it's gonna just be off. It's just like that's just part of the game, man. Like, you don't have before Drew Brees started declining, like that ball didn't hit the ground. Like at practice, like it was just darts, perfect, accurate. Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, so you just can't expect that from Jameis. But what you do want is, you want good accuracy. You want consistency, leadership. You want somebody that can drive the ball, that can attack any part of the field, read defenses. Jameis can give you all of that.
Yes. Yes. He can. Without question. I also wanted to bring up what's going on with Landon Young? Like what's the plan there?
Talk about it.
I wish I knew, because it seems like he's just getting an inordinate amount of snaps at right tackle, and it seems like he's doing really well there. But Ryan Ramczyk just got a contract extension last season, and it sounds like when it's time to go in the team period, Ramczyk will be out with the one. But it's just on my radar because I'm like, what is the plan with him as a player? You already got a competition at left tackle that we're going to talk about between Hurst and Trevor Penning. But at right tackle, there's not a competition. And Ryan Ramczyk, he did his pressure. He looked healthy. He looked refreshed. Like he looked like he's lost some weight, got cut a little bit. And I'm just trying. I don't know what the Landon Young plan is, bro. But I just keep seeing his name. He's at right tackle. He's at right tackle. And part of me is like, because I thought that was going to be a perfect player that you would throw into the competition at right guard against Ruiz. But as I knew they would, they ain't giving him no competition. So like I'm lost, man. It's one of those. If we still had the little, I mean, we didn't have it on this episode, but back when I used to do podcasts with Nick and I used to have sound effects, bro, I played a little fucking X-Files theme right now, bro.
I don't know, man. I guess they just, they are developing him as depth for Ramchick, man. It's weird. It seems like they're building depth at everywhere except guard. Like
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Because from what I've been hearing, Nick Martin, the center, he's been looking good too. As far as just like a solid center. And I know you talked about him some of our last podcast. So that's good depth behind Eric McCoy. You got Pennick, and we're gonna talk about Hurst, but like Pete and Reeves, I feel like they solidified, bro.
Just it's weird, man. It's weird.
Greenwich is he a tackle or guard? I can't remember.
It's tackle.
Okay, he tackle. I saw him getting worked by Tavares Street.
Work, right?
I was like, man, he got work. Like, just throw him.
Get off me.
Which is another player, Street. I mean, I know we on offense, but Street, like, man, that's one of them little kind of underrated little signings that could be, no, he's not going to be like a plus starter or something, but man, that's somebody that can come in and give you some good snaps.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But look, the Landon Young thing is just on my radar because is it just good depth? Is like, I know Ramchick got an injury history. Like I don't know, man. It just it's on my radar. Just stick it out to me. But I did bring it up. Let's talk about the battle that's going on. Left tackle, rookie Trevor Penning drafted 19th overall. Excuse me. And then you got hashtag James put him in a Hurst. Today was the first day of pads. There was a scuffle between Trevor Penning and Peyton Turner, which I was kind of happy to see. I was like, oh, okay. Peyton Turner can do something besides smile. Like, get in there, nigga. Ugh, get nasty. It seems like Trevor Penning's training camp hasn't gone off to the best of starts. Does that surprise you?
I don't know. To me, like, this training camp is going about what I expected. He's a guy that needs to work on technique. His days are going to be in days like this with the pads on. He had some good snaps today. He had some bad snaps. So one rep against Peyton Turner, and he just bent Peyton Turner back, man. Bent the back.
That was the one that was the one they got into the scuffle about.
Yeah, that's all them where he just got beat. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be the Trevor experience right now. He's trying to figure out how to play left tackle in the NFL, which is hard. Look, I mean, Teron Armstead struggled his first year when they put him in the starting lineup. I mean, it just takes time. And even DA said Hurst is the starter. He's the starter right now. It's up to Pennick to win that job, and he might not win it, and that's fine. Like if he doesn't win it this year, that's okay. I'm just not really worried about Pennick, man, because I don't know. It's like certain type of players you worry about. Somebody like him, man. He has the physical ability. He has the physical attitude. I watched his presser today. I think he has the right mindset. So I think he's gonna be fine. But is that a left tackle? I don't know. Maybe some things change down the line, but I think he can play left tackle eventually. It's just going to take some work, bro. It's going to take really technique. You got to try to take that aggression and kind of fine tune it and strength to where you could use it against your opponents. Not to love. So right now he the way he uses it, his opponents use it against him.
Yes.
So. It's just going to take time and just practice, man. I can't wait to see him in the preseason. I'm sure he's going to get a ton of snaps.
Yes, and he'll likely be going against – and there may be a time where he's going against, like – I don't think they'll throw him out there in, first team against O-line, but they might, bro. They might.
I would.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would too. he's not a player that I worry about right now. I will
right
say
now.
that,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, there were a lot of, call them what you will, warning signs, what have you, of like maybe some, his inconsistencies as a draft prospect. But I think he's gone to the right team, because if he had went to another team, he probably would have to like be the left tackle like right now, like starting off like week one. And when rookies and players get put in a position where they're not ready to be in, and they are not good, like that, just it's hard to recover from that, man. It's just hard to recover. Now, like, he may not start all season. And I said it I've said on this episode a couple of times, like, he's not going to be a starter week one. I do not see it. Like, it would have to be a drastic turnaround between now and like mid-September for him to be the starter week one. And that's okay. Like, that's okay. So he's not, like, it's not a big storyline that I'm like worried about. I do think with Doug Marrone and good coaching, I think he's going to be okay. Like you said too, though, it's going to be really interesting to see him in the preseason. He's going to be one of those players that I'm really hyper focused watching. I don't really watch offensive linemen play when I watch football because it's just boring as shit. Right. But he's going to be something that I'm going to intently be watching when preseason. Bro, preseason is next weekend, bro.
Yes, Lord.
We having the first Saints live stream of the preseason game. They're going against the Texans. If you're out of like the area, meaning like if you're out, like if you're in California, do what I did. You can purchase NFL Plus. It's $5.99 for like the basic one and $9.99 for like the premium one. You can watch all the preseason games if it's not in your area. So,
man, that's dope.
Yeah,
I tried to get it the other day, but like every time I tried to buy it, I don't know, something's wrong with the app or something, man. So I was like,
oh, I didn't do it through the app. I did it through like actual NFL.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're a Patreon, if the Discord's already set up, the channel in the Discord's already set up, the Zoom link's already been posted. It's pinned in that channel. We will be recording Saturday. I think game's on Saturday. We'll be recording. It's the 13th, right? Yeah. So yeah, we'll be recording on Saturday on Zoom, and at the same time as we're having our Zoom thing, that's going to be live streamed to the hashtag Saints Twitter podcast. It'll be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Like,
it is.
It'll be also a good test run to see how it's gonna go in the regular season. Because I know I could already envision there's gonna be a lot of different delayed reactions to people when the regular season comes across. Because everyone's like, people who actually are getting the game on cable or on their, not cable, but like on their local TV, on a local channel, compared to someone like me who may be watching like, Sunday Ticket. Different reactions, bro. Gonna be a delay, like a 10-15 second delay. But if you want to be in the live stream, you want to join us in that Zoom, please become a Patreon. So you have access to it as the season gets closer, and it's getting closer. I'm gonna start ramping up that get to a 200 Patreons. We're still about 75-ish, 76-ish away.
Been at 75 away long time.
Long time, bro. It was the off season though, bro. It was the off season. I was being lenient, but now with like more football podcasts, like intensely football, Saints related, Saints news, training camp, I'm expecting to hopefully see that number go up before the regular season. That's the goal. The last thing I wanted to ask you before we start, before you wrap up this episode, give me your starting five, or not starting five. Sorry, that's terrible. Not starting five. Give me your receiver, your 5 receivers on the depth chart that make the team on the Saints. I want to hear them right now. Off the cuff, bro.
Without even looking, Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas as 2.
Chris Olave's 3. So that's
Chris Olave 3, yeah. Ooh, 5.
5, bro.
Deontay Hardy.
Okay. I'm at 5. We're locked up so far. Let's see if we're gonna close it out.
I got one more.
Got one more, bro.
Marquez Callaway.
That's my 5, bro.
Man, that's tough though, man.
It's hard, bro.
Traquan Smith gone.
Gone.
And look, Kirk Merritt, man, he been looking good.
Good, bro. He was looking good in the OTAs too. Good. Yeah, bro. I'm just saying.
They might have to carry 6, bro.
We might have to. Are we in agreement that we don't think Traquan making the team?
I'm not in agreement. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't heard much about him this offseason. I still think he gives you some kind of value, but it's like how much value over who?
Correct. And then we didn't really talk about this with the whole Tehran thing. But like, what if he doesn't come back?
Let's not go there. We ain't gonna go.
I'm not, brother, but I'm just saying, like, do you leave a roster spot open for the fact?
I don't know, man. I ain't gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
Nah, we're not gonna do that.
If he misses another 2 weeks or so, okay. She getting a little dice.
Let's check back in 2 weeks. So we were locked up with our 5. I don't think I'm just putting it out there, bro. I don't think Traquan making the team. I don't.
It's possible. You think can we get anything for Traquan? Anything? A 2025 7th round conditional pick. Like
I think you get like a 6th or a 7th, bro. Can we just talk? I want to just quickly talk about bad draft picks and how
you
much.
You can't tell me New England look like Traquan and be like, yeah, I can do something with that.
Yes. One of the parting gifts that Ryan Pace did for the Bears was drafting Tevin Jenkins, an offensive tackle from Oklahoma State in the 2nd round, 2021. And he drafted him. They had Charles Leno as a right tackle. Like, immediately cut Charles Leno like a month after they drafted Jenkins. I don't think Jenkins even played for them his rookie season because he had like some chronic back injury that was like highly known in college, and that's why he fell to the 2nd round. Charles Leno went on to sign with the Commanders. I think he's still with the Commanders. Pretty decent starting on right tackle. You know, a decent starter at tackle, which is a good thing to have. And now the Bears are fielding calls from teams around the league that want to trade for Tevin Jenkins.
What?
It all just goes to say, and I know sometimes we make jokes and talk about, you know, draft picks and blah 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 blah. I get it. You know, it's because it's the easy thing to do. But something that Ryan and I say all the time is that it is humans picking fucking humans. And it is hard to get draft picks right, man. But to think that you drafted who you thought were going to be like your left tackle. He didn't. Charles Leno wasn't a right tackle. He was left tackle, which is even worse. So you go from, you know, you think you draft your starting future left tackle in the 2nd round. And now he's not going to probably, like, if they're already taking calls of teams trying to field offers, like, he's not making the 53, bro. Like, the team has already told you what they thought of him. Just wow, man. It's just absolutely
wow. Something else I want to mention. It's gone. It's gone. I can't remember.
One quick thing I do want to mention is it goes back to defense, and we'll close out of this. Can we get the contract talks going for CD Deuce, bro? Can we get them going?
Please.
Can we get them going?
That man up, man.
Can we? Like he's had he's had a stellar training camp. Like it sounds like he's just being his great self. I know last training camp, I was like, oh, CD keep getting cooked. CD didn't get cooked. And he kind of had it like he had a slow start to the season, but about mid season, towards the end of the season, he had completely came on. He's having an excellent, great training camp. Can we extend him? Can we extend him, please? I know Kenny Moore, they want to see what Kenny Moore and Indy gets and Bates contract of that. Just extend him first. Why do you gotta wait? Just extend him first, man. Please.
I agree, man. Just get it done, man. And got you a young stud secondary for years.
Years,
man. That's something you don't got to worry about. You can focus on other sides of the ball.
We'll say this about contract extensions. We kind of started the podcast with it, talking about contract extensions. That Marcus Davenport extension looking. Oh no, bro.
He fighting for his life. Fighting for his life right now. Damn, real, man. And it's up to him, man. If he do come back and he does this season what he finished last season doing, he getting paid by somebody. Somebody gonna pay him. But man, if it's me, it's hard, bro. It's hard. I got to think hard on writing that contract.
You know when you said that, the first thing that came to my mind, that picture, that meme of Kermit, bro, with the pen, he just thinking, bro, just
thinking
ooh.
Do I want this?
You ever been in the moment of in the process of making a big ass purchase and you filling out all the paperwork and when it's time to sign, bro, you
oh yeah.
Oh shit, do I go inside this shit? Oh shit.
No, I've been there. Oh, I know I wanted to mention.
Come on.
Zach Bond, baby, Bonfire. Where you at? I just saw him get cooked. I saw him get cooked on one little pass. I'm like, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
I noted it that when Pete Warner was, not practicing or whatever on the NFI list, the person that had replaced Pete Warner and next to DeMario was Zach Bond. And I was just oh, okay. Sure.
What is going on, man? And I'm waiting on somebody. I think I watched all of Dennis Allen's pressers. Nobody's asking about him. Could somebody ask thoughts on Zach Bond? I don't know. I just want to hear something, man, because it's what are we doing? We saw that little picture of him sitting by himself.
Nigga, that's the football. That's the football version of the Take Care album, bro.
It was the perfect picture because that's just how I feel about him, bro. He is the outcast. I just need him. I need him to have a game like he had against the Ravens in the preseason last year.
I was just about to say, we talked about Trevor Penn in the preseason. Man, Zach Bond, my eyes is going to be locked on 53, bro. I need
him to have a game like that, and then we just need to call every team. Look. Look at this tape. Look at this tape. What you want? I'll take it. Give me a fifth.
Good.
A 2024 fifth. I'll take it.
We didn't. We going along this episode. I know we had a lot to catch up on. AK's court hearing, which was scheduled today, got continued 60 days because that's how the justice system works. is the running back two still? Is there a running back two on the team? It seems like Abram Smith is kind of like having more and more better practices and things like that. But I don't know, man. I just have this weird like thing about the backup running back position. It's just
it's
uneven. Feels
You
uneven.
feel like it's uneven. Mark Ingram's been healthy, looks good from what I've been hearing. Abram Smith looks like he's, chomping at the bit, looking good, not looking bad. Preseason, that's the one player I really want to see.
Yes,
because preseason for running backs, man, that's when they shine.
bro,
So I really want to see him. Malcolm Brown's been looking good. So they got players. And the news about AK today was great. So we know at least 2 months from now he's good. You know what I'm saying? At least 2 months from now. So he's not getting suspended for at least for the next 2 months,
so
maybe 3 months.
October 1st,
right? And I got a feeling it's going to be pushed back even more. But so I don't know, man. I feel like they just got to keep that door open. Don't shut the door. I don't think there's any player out there right now that they could bring in. Is Melvin Gordon still out there? It seems like, if they would have, he's gone.
Yeah, the Broncos re-signed him.
So it's like, man, I guess just try to maximize what you got. But it does.
And it's hindsight, right? And I don't know what they were asking for or wanting in return. And plus, his contract probably would have made it prohibitive. But man, a Saquon AK backfield would have been,
ooh, man,
spicy, bro.
So spicy.
And this is coming from someone who wasn't the hugest Saquon fan as a prospect. And I felt like even his best season in the NFL was a little overblown. But you can't deny the talent. And it seems like he's if you just take a peek at Giants, whatever, training camp news, it seems like he's back, man. It seems like he is legitimately back, which I'm happy for. We talked about it with Michael Thomas. It's the same thing, man. Injuries just fucking suck.
Oh yeah.
But that would have been just a spicy ass backfield. But
and AK's been looking great. The AK been looking good.
Good,
because we forget he missed 5 games last year, and he struggled with injuries. He gave all he got, played well, but I mentioned on this podcast, I don't know, episode or 2 ago, man, I want to see that AK like that.
I want to see it, bro.
I want to see that offensive player of the year type, this best player on the field, any field he's on type. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that. So, man, we got to wrap him in bubble wrap. I don't want to see him in the preseason or nothing.
Not a single fucking snap, bro. Not a single.
I don't need one. I don't need one snap. Love that Mark Ingram back, man. I watched the videos. Just him, him and AK, man. They just got a good vibe. I don't know what Mark Ingram getting paid, but if just have him there for the vibes, that's fine with me.
I agree, man. I agree. I mean, the vibes, but also break off a run of 10, 20 yards here and there, please.
That'll be great.
It would be. All right, man. I think we covered it all. Think we hit on as much as we could. I know the show went a little long. I mean, it went about a normal time for us, but we hope y'all listening really enjoyed us catching you up on training camp. So today is Monday. We will try to be back. Let's give it to Thursday. Thursday to have another episode catching up on everything that's happened Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Friday. I don't know, because then everyone does look on the weekends. We'll be back Thursday night. Do a quick one, get you caught up for Friday and the upcoming weekend. So we appreciate y'all supporting us. We really, really do. Season is fast approaching. We have a lot of big things planned. So become a Patreon, get in the Discord if you haven't. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Anything else? Did I hit on everything? I think I hit it all.
No, we good, brother.
Good. All right. With that, we're going to get out of here. We out.
Peace.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.